We are remodeling the front bedroom completely. All right, it's paint day. Everything's taped off, drop cloths in, all the furniture in the middle of the room, wall patched. Here we go. Okay, first coat of white is on the ceiling. A little splotchy, but it'll brighten right up with that second coat. The first coat of wall paint is on. The second coat of ceiling is done. And I mean, you've heard me say it more than one time. I'm a Benjamin Moore guy. I really like Benjamin Moore paint. For the wall paint, for some weird circumstance, we ended up with a color from Sherwin-Williams. And now my grandfather loved Sherwin-Williams. I'm a Benjamin Moore guy. And man, I got all the windows open. Low VOC, this stuff is not. And it's supposed to be single coat, but I think that, as you can see, it's going to get another coat. Anyway, I also thought that my trim was good, but I discovered some nicks and bumps here and there, so I'm going to paint the trim too while I'm here. Anyway, there we go. That was part of my Sunday. So it's not quite daylight, but this is the second coat that's gone on. Ceiling's painted, second coat's on, and you can kind of see, even though it's not dry and it's a little patchy, the old versus the new. This new yellow here in the front bedroom, it's a lot prettier. So next, gonna tape the ceiling and cut in there, and we should be good. So as part of the rehab for this front bedroom, I'm going to add a bookshelf that matches ones in the rest of the house all the way across here. It'll be an 1.25 inches thick to match the time period of the house. So it'll be white and trimmed out just like the doors and all the rest of the trim. Okay, we are trimmed out. Only one little issue. Blam! What it looks like there is at some point in the last 90 years, there may have been a leak. There's not one currently, of course, but there was something detached as far as the plaster and the paint. So when Laurel took the tape off, it pulled a little paint with it. So I'm going to put some spackle in and float it out and make it all nice and new. The shelves are 11 foot 3 inches by 11.5 inches, and the plywood part of the shelf is only 10 inches plus I'm putting a poplar lip on it. Now I was able to cut all three of the pieces I need out of a single sheet of plywood, and then I have this extra. It is 16-inch wide and then a 2-inch strip that I'm actually going to use for the top of another closet here at the house. I had a bit of stair tread, just some paint grade stair tread left over. So what I'm doing is making the shelf brackets out of this 1 1/8 material. And this style actually matches the rest of it, and the rest of the brackets in the house, and matches the style and age of the house. So that way, hopefully, it looks like it's been there forever. Gonna take and run an 1/8 inch round over all the edges real quick with the trim router. The first 2 brackets mounted. So even though it's plywood, putting in wood screws, you don't want to snap a head off in this. You want it to snug up, not break. So make sure that you take a little bit of beeswax or paraffin wax or candle stub or whatever, rub it, and then get a little bit of wax on your screw before you drop it in. I'm installing this face piece along the front, and I find I work by myself a lot, and it's not a complaint, it's just kind of reality. And clamps, never have enough of them. I find that clamps are my bread and butter to make me able to get shit done that I wouldn't ordinarily be able to do by myself. They're also that strong right hand when you need to get something flush to apply a little bit of pressure so that you can go in and nail it. So a little trick to get a really tight joint there on that scarf. A lot of people go in and use a pencil and make that mark. I find that with a pencil, I mean, you can be a 32nd, 16th off depending on the width of your pencil. But if you go in with a marking knife and mark with a knife, it gives you just that razor's edge, so you know that you should cut on just the opposite side and take that mark, and you'll be exactly flush. I really like the combination of a router bit and just a small hand plane just to ease a corner just perfectly for like a Craftsman era or Edwardian house. Another tip with your joint here and the way that the bevel is, especially doing it by hand, don't complete it until after you get it nailed in place, and then go back through and clean it up a little. Go like so. So just a little bit of filler and that'll disappear. Well, this side of the room is done. Fairly happy about that. I also need to install the combo Ethernet and coax plug. And see that right there? That drives me insane. I gotta fix that too. However, this side of the room still needs a coat of paint on these. Somebody's in the closet. Really do appreciate a fine tape line. Look at that. Well, the bookshelf in the front bedroom is finally complete with a couple coats of primer and a couple coats of paint. And look at there, books on it and everything. I just wanted to show the different heights of books available. The reason why we put it at the level we did instead of having additional space here. It'll hold any book we want. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Kind of wish we'd done it years ago. Last year I tore out the old wooden bars out of the closet and hung these 1-inch steel pipe. You can do chin-ups off the things, and I think it was a marketable improvement. But what I did not do is go back in and put the shelves in, so I'm gonna do that now. And I thought about replacing this shelf. You can see where I took it out, but I really like having room to hang really long stuff here, so I'm gonna leave that shelf out and just put the one across the top here and then the one that goes all the way across here. So Alright, so we've got the shelf in, cut for the vent pipe, and the frame on it. I may actually have to, I've got a stud here, I may actually have to put a bracket in. I'm not super, I mean, it doesn't move a lot for this big of a shelf, but it does move, so I might put one of those swing away brackets or the deep brackets in there. We'll see, but they're done. So all we have left to do is just put that filler piece in right there and caulk all the holes and touch up the paint, and I think we'll be okay. What you doing?
Sanding.
My wife painted and wrapped the clothes bar so it didn't get any paint on it. She did a good job. So we will caulk all the holes and all the gaps, and it looks like we got a little bit of run right there. Closet is painted. At least the shelf is. The front bedroom, I've run cable to it, as well as some Cat 6E cable, and it goes down to the patch panel in the basement. So I thought that it was just a RJ45 connector in the back, but it is a wired connector. So what I'm going to have to do is rely on some 20-year-old skill and tools I hadn't used in a long time, and use the punch down tool and run it orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown, and have Ethernet into this room. All right. 4 pairs: orange, white, orange, blue, white, blue, green, white, green, brown, white, brown. Now pins 4 and 6 you swap, so it becomes in order: orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. Yeah, not that anybody's going to be doing this, or maybe you will. I don't know. I'll put the full pin out in the link below if you're going to run some Ethernet in the house. So I actually made that sound a little more complicated than I needed to. If you're going to run some Cat 5 or Cat 6 and this type of termination, you have both Schedule A and Schedule B there. I'm running Schedule A, and you don't have to swap any colors. It's going to do it for you. So you just follow the first one here, the very first color scheme, and that'll tell you exactly what wire you need to put where. So just like so. Now try to maintain your twist all the way to where you put these in. So this is a telecom just punch down tool. Now what I did is I put the cut tip in there because I'm going to cut these wires off. So let's go ahead and start that. There we go. All right, so punch down, cut, and fully dressed. And again, I'm running a Cat 6E, a plenum grade wire. The combination coax and RJ plate is in and fully wired. And with that, the remodel and the spruce up of our entire front bedroom is done. All the walls are painted, all the trim is done. We've refitted the closet, and we've redone some rewiring, and it's ready to move into.